The woman clearly saw the number 2, but she deliberately told her boyfriend it was 1. The man pressed the number 1 button immediately. As the steel door slowly opened, a fully grown lion emerged from inside. The man tried to escape, but he was firmly chained and became the lion's kneel in mere seconds. The woman who betrayed her boyfriend successfully won $10,000. It turns out this was a deadly game called The Princess and the Beast. A deadly game. 3 buttons on stage correspond to 3 steel doors. One door hides the princess, the other 2 hide ferocious beasts. Only by choosing the correct button can the princess be saved and the $10,000 prize claimed. But the woman betrayed her boyfriend to keep the money. But next contestant is Ah Wei, and the princess is his ex-wife who once deceived him. As the game begins, his ex-wife looks up the number and thinks for quite some time before saying her answer. Number 3. Ah Wei is unsure whether to trust her. His companion warned him that his ex-wife is untrustworthy, and number 3 is definitely not the correct answer. Another companion agrees. Looking at the lion in the cage, Ah Wei is at a loss for what to do. Luckily, a mysterious man's words enlightened him. The man told him to use reverse thinking. This sentence immediately. Ah Wei woke up and pressed the number 3 button without hesitation. As the steel door slowly rose, his ex-wife appeared before him. The organizers knew Ah Wei and his ex-wife weren't on good terms, so they made her give the correct answer, assuming Ah Wei wouldn't believe her. But with the mysterious man's help, Ah Wei escaped. However, the game wasn't over. Ah Wei was then taken to a pinball machine. The rules of this round were simple. The player needed to exchange marbles and put them into the machine. The marbles were passed through a steel jungle and reach a 3-layered turntable. If they fell into the red holes on each layer, the player would win $1 billion. Though it seems easy, many players had lost everything. Surprisingly, they easily passed through the steel jungle, leaving the staff dumbfounded. They have set the hardest template today, making it almost impossible for the marbles to pass. The bot behind the scenes quickly stopped the game and revealed the truth. 3 days prior, Wei and the companion disguised themselves as renovation workers. They secretly drove through the floor above the game hole, replacing the marbles with smaller ones, allowing them to pass easily. After explaining, the boss put a handful of marbles into the testing box, only to find they were all compliant. The boss was stunned. What was happened? Ah Wei had gone upstairs, but he didn't replace the marbles. Instead, he replaced the adjustment rods with larger ones, because he knew the boss adjusted the machine daily, making the gaps gradually larger. The boss was furious when he found out the truth. But winning the game wasn't that simple, as more traps awaited Ah Wei. These shiny marbles, each worth $2,000, could be won by clearing the game. And the total value of these marbles was a full $1 billion. To change his fate, Wei exchanged $10,000 worth of marbles. But the boss wasn't worried because he could control the turntable's tilt, making it impossible for marbles to enter the red holes. He worried guests might notice and tilt the machine. But the boss underestimated Ah Wei's skills. The marbles defied gravity and passed through. Wei had already seen through the boss's tricks. A few days earlier, the building was undergoing foundation work, so he and his companion disguised themselves as renovation workers and filled it with tons of water, making the building lean like the Tower of Pisa. This brought the machine back to level. Seeing this, the boss panicked and increased the tilt angle of the machine, which worked. The marbles couldn't enter the second red hole no matter what. As Ah Wei felt frustrated, the marble chute in front of him suddenly changed, and his machine started to move backward.